Hi, my name is Lisa, and this is a yoga video specifically designed for the core. So the core that we'll be working on today will be the glute muscles all the way up pretty much to about the beginning of the start of your rib cage. So all the muscles within the middle of the body. Taking it into some yoga philosophy, solar plexus chakra or Manipura chakra is that energy space right at the navel. Yoga philosophy and gurus and people who meditate believe that there are energy points, chakra systems within the body, and that the solar plexus chakra is pretty much the symbol of the core of who we are. Feelings and affirmations like I am enough, I am worthy, I am perfect just as I am exactly where I need to be are pretty much affirmations you can use to balance the solar plexus chakra. The solar plexus chakra is always looking to be balanced when it comes to the ideas and the philosophies of that which makes us who we are. So if you always feel like you have to prove something to someone, if you always feel that maybe you're not enough or you have a huge ego, then of course the solar plexus chakra needs to be balanced. If you're always in a victim state mentality where you're thinking to yourself, oh, the world is out to get me, oh, nothing ever goes my way, oh, how could this happen? And you're always in a state of me, whether it be I'm the best or I'm the worst, that means the solar plexus chakra may also be out of balance. So a little bit of yoga philosophy before we dive on into our physical practice. So let's go ahead, ground down through the sit bones. Come rise to the crown of the head, come to close the eyes. Have the palms face up or face down. And take a nice big deep inhale into the body. And sigh it out. 2 more breaths, inhale. And exhale. Last big deep breath in. And exhale. And just begin to let go of your day. Let go of any thoughts that don't serve you, any worries and fears, and release the idea of I am. And start to tune on into the body and notice the quality of your breath as you inhale and you exhale. Asking yourself how you feel. And as you continue to breathe, tuning on into this beautiful space of awareness, begin to set an intention for yourself for this practice. And it could be absolutely anything that you need, anything you would like to focus on. So whatever that intention is, go ahead, keep it in the mind's eye. Maybe it has something to do with an affirmation like I'm enough, I don't need to criticize myself during my yoga practice. Inner strength, courage, tuning on into your gut instincts. And with that, take a nice big deep inhale into the body. Sigh it out. And gently float the eyes open. Let's go ahead and begin coming onto the hands and knees. And I like to place a blanket on the mat, specifically if I want to avoid the pressure of the floor on the knees. And then I have the blocks in front of me so that they're easily accessible. So shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees, ground down through the fingertips, go ahead, reach the right heel on back. Square the hips down towards the mat, curl the left toes under, stay strong. Take a nice big deep inhale, really feel the strength here. And exhale. And when you're absolutely ready, take a nice big deep breath in. And on an exhale, draw the knee towards the nose. Perfect, rounding in the upper back. Inhale, go ahead, reach the right heel all the way on back, extending. And on an exhale, draw the knee in towards the nose, pressing into the fingertips, rounding the back. Inhale, reaching the right heel all the way on back. And exhale, drawing the knee in towards the nose. Go ahead, reach the right heel all the way on back, ground down through the right fingertips, and then send the left hand on forward. Take a nice big deep inhale. And exhale. Last big deep breath in. And exhale. And when you are ready, go ahead, draw the elbow towards the knee, knee towards the elbow, sending all the energy in towards the solar plexus, towards the navel. And on an exhale, go ahead, slowly begin to reach. Inhale. And exhale, draw the energy all the way on in. Beautiful. Inhale, go ahead, reach through the heel and the fingers. And exhale, draw the energy on in. One last time, take a nice big deep breath in. And exhale. Inhale, reaching all the way through the heel and the fingertip. And go ahead, release the hand and the knee on down. Let's just take 2 cat-cows here. Inhale, go ahead, tilt the pelvis forward, soften the belly down towards the mat, and roll the gaze forward and up. And on an exhale, tops the feet come to the floor. Roll through the vertebrae, chin comes towards the chest. Take a nice big deep inhale, send the belly on down, curling the toes under, pressing into the hands, opening up in the heart. Chin comes towards the chest. Go ahead, slowly come back to a nice neutral tabletop. The left heel on back, squaring the hips. Take a nice big deep breath in. And that mat. And go ahead, inhale to reach the left heel on back. And exhale, draw the energy in towards the nose. One last time, inhale, reaching the left heel all the way on back. And then go ahead, draw the energy in towards the nose, pressing to the fingertips, sending the nose towards the knee, knee towards the nose. And go ahead, reach. Keep that left foot lifted, ground down through the left finger. Exhale, draw the energy of the elbow towards the knee, knee towards the elbow. 3 more times, inhale. And exhale. Last time, and reach. And go ahead, release the hand and the knee to cat. Exhale, tops the feet to the floor, chin to chest. And last time, inhale. Curling the toes under, pressing to the hands and feet, lifting the knees off the mat, sending the hips nice and high. Round the shoulders towards the rib cage. And go ahead, begin to pedal out the legs, bending through one leg, reaching through opposite heel. At any point, if you get too tired, you can always bring the knees down to the yoga mat. You don't have to force yourself to hold your downward facing dog. And go ahead, continue to breathe. Melting the shoulders away from the ears and rounding the shoulders towards the rib cage as you ground down through those. And you may need to walk your feet on back to send the shoulders over the wrists. Hug the inner thighs in towards each other. Press the floor away. We're going to hold our plank for 3 breaths. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Last big deep breath in. And exhale. Go ahead, slowly press up and back into downward facing dog and begin to walk the feet towards the hands. The head, yes. Sway the head, no. Rise all the way on up. Melting shoulders away from the ears and just breathe. And when you are ready, let's go ahead and dive on into sun salutations to activate the core. So I'm beginning at the front of the mat. I have the blocks in front of me. If you don't have blocks, that's totally okay. You can use Harry Potter books. You can do a practice without the blocks. Away from the ears. Take a nice big deep inhale, sweep the fingertips forward, up. Exhale, swan dive all the way on down, coming into forward fold. On an inhale, come into your flat back, sliding the hands towards the knees, melting the shoulders away from the ears. Step the left foot on back. Ground down through the left fingertips, and you can always take a variation of bringing the left knee to the ground, but if you can leave the left knee up, just see if you can send the right hand all the way up towards the ceiling, twisting, ringing out. So solar plexus chakra, ringing out all that doesn't serve us, making space for confidence in the self and in the body. When you're absolutely ready, go ahead, release the knees on down, keep the pelvis nice and high, the tops of feet come to the floor, and slowly bend the elbows, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, sliding the pubic bone forward, melting the shoulders away from the ears, rising through the crown of the head. And on an exhale, curl toes under, press up and back, find downward facing dog. When you're absolutely ready, go ahead, inhale the left heel up towards the ceiling, squaring the hips and the heart down towards them. Take a hold of the back leg and then help that leg forward. And then see if you can ground down through the right fingertips. There's always the option of releasing the right knee down to the yoga mat and sweep the left hand all the way on up. Exhale, go ahead, release the hand all the way on down. See if you can go ahead and you're absolutely ready. Go ahead, slowly inhale into your flat back, sliding the hands towards the knees. And exhale, go ahead, release. Inhale, slowly reverse swan dive into a baby back bend. I'm accidentally hitting my plant. Nice, beautiful guys. Let's go ahead, bring the feet hips distance apart, and then see if you can send the tailbone on down, sending the pubic bone towards the, from there, see if you can lift the fingertips all the way on up towards the ceiling. Meet the knees, that's a good spot to be. Keep holding, big deep inhale, and exhale. From here, bring the first finger and thumb together in Jnana Mudra, and then go ahead, bend towards the navel 2 more times with the arms. Inhale, reaching the fingertips all the way on up. Exhale. Last big deep breath in. Melt the shoulders away from the ears, and go ahead, see if you can sweep the fingertips forward and up. So all 3 corners of the triangle together, melting the shoulders away from the ears. Take a nice big. Let's go ahead and take a twist. Send the right hand to the lower back, and then see if you can left knee underneath the hip, working the thumbs to the heart and heart towards the thumbs. Only gazing up. Strong. Take a nice big deep breath in. And exhale. Good, don't worry about it, just come back in. Hold with me for 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Go ahead, slowly bring the hands on down to frame the right. And exhale. Last big deep breath here. And exhale. Go ahead, slowly release the knees on down. Keep the pelvis to rise into cobra, peeling the upper body up off the mat, rising on Sing Dog. Let's go ahead and take this into the opposite side. Go ahead, bend on into the knees. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Go ahead, gaze in between the hands. Step or hop on forward. Draw the navel on in, sit back into your imaginary chair, and scoop the fingertips forward and up. Melt the shoulders away from the ears. Send the pubic bone towards the navel. No rounding in the lower back. See if you can see your toes. Maybe you can lift all 10 toes off the mat. Inhale. And exhale. Last big deep breath in. And exhale. When you are absolutely ready, sweep the hands all the way on down. Gently step the right foot all the way on back. Bring the right knee down to the yoga mat. Maybe the top of the foot comes to the floor. Go ahead, inhale to sweep the. Take a nice big deep breath in. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. When you're absolutely ready, go ahead, slowly take your twist. Maybe sending the right hand to the outside of the left knee and twisting, or hooking the right elbow to the outside of the left leg, bringing the hands to prayer, curling the right toes under, sending the right knee underneath the hip, staying here, or maybe lifting the right knee off the yoga mat. Left hand on down, gazing down if the neck hurts. Imagine there's a string gently guiding the right hip up towards the ceiling. Last big deep breath in. Exhale, go ahead, release the hands all the way on down. Step back into your plank pose. And when you are ready, release the knees on down. Keep the pelvis nice and high, lower the heart in between. Downward facing dog. Here, inhale the right heel all the way up towards the ceiling. Bend the right knee and step the right foot into warrior 2. Send the tailbone on down once more. Keep sending the right knee towards the pinky toe of the foot. Melt the shoulders away from the ears. When you're here, or when you are ready, go ahead, send the left hand to the hip. Flip the right hand, bring it up and back into peaceful warrior. And from there, go ahead. See if you can send that right forearm on down to the right leg and reach the left arm up overhead. We're gonna do that one more time to get into the obliques, the sides of the body. Inhale, sweeping the right hand up and over, reaching. And on an exhale, you will be able to slowly bring the block onto lower heights and maybe not even need the block at all. Whew. From there, reach underneath the right ear and slowly sweep the hands on down, bend toes. Whew. Go through your vinyasa. Excellent. Let's bring this into the opposite side. Inhale the left heel up towards the ceiling, and then step the left foot in between the hands. Pivot the right foot down onto the yoga mat, And go ahead, swim the hands up into warrior two, melting the shoulders away from the ears. Keep tracing the left knee towards that pinky toe. And then go ahead, reach the left fingertips forward, flip the left hand, bring it up and back into peaceful warrior. And on an exhale, go ahead, send the left forearm on down, reach the right arm up overhead. One more time. Inhale, sweeping the right hand to the hip, sweep the left arm up and over. And then go ahead, bring the left forearm on down, reach the right hand up and over. Go ahead, slowly come back into warrior two. And when you're absolutely ready, go ahead, straighten the left leg. Take a hold of your block, bring it to the inside of the left foot if you have one. If not, just go ahead, reach the left fingertips forward and down, and send the right hand on up. Maybe bring it to a lower height. Maybe you don't need it at all. Last big deep breath in. And on an exhale, see if you can reach the right fingertips forward. Really use your core to lift that left arm off of that left leg. And then go ahead, sweep the hands on down. That was hard. Go ahead, move the block to the side, step it on back. Go through your knees, chest, chin, Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhaling into your cobra posture and exhaling into downward facing dog. Let's try scoop through, which can be super challenging. Bend on into the knees and maybe you just walk the feet to the hands and come to sit on down. But if it's accessible, bend the knees and like a cat C. Let me walk my hands a little bit further back to the back of the mat before I land into the wall. Go ahead, bend on into the knees and see if you can whoop, scoop it on through and land into a Navasana boat pose. If you're already sitting, come on into boat pose. Draw the knees in towards the chest and send the hands behind the knees. From here, see if you can reach the fingertips on up. Take a nice big deep inhale and exhale. Maybe from there, begin to straighten the legs, but keep the spine nice and long. I'm shaking, so honor any shaking. Take a nice big deep inhale and exhale. Last big deep breath in. Deep breath in. Exhale. Go ahead, release. Bring the hands to prayer, interlace the fingers. Inhale the arms up nice and high. And exhale, twist to the left. Inhale the arms up nice and high. And twist to the right. 2 more times, breathing in. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last time, breathing in. Exhale to the left. Stay strong. Inhale. And exhale to the right. Go ahead, reach the hands on up. Bring the hands behind the knees. And release. All right, let's cool it on down. So bring the feet mat distance apart. Send the hands behind the knees. And I'm totally out of breath. And go ahead, begin to rock the heart forward and back. Inhaling. And exhale. Breathing in. And exhale. Twice more. Inhale. And exhale. Last time, breathing in. And exhale. Go ahead, slowly bring the feet, hips distance apart. Take a hold of your block and slowly lower all the way on down. Take a break here by breathing on in and sighing it out. Take a nice big deep inhale into the body and sigh it out. If you have the block, you can bring it right underneath the flat bony part of the lower back and come into supported bridge. Maybe even come into legs up the wall by lifting one leg up and then the other. Again, you can do this without the block as well. And this also may get into the core muscles as well. Taking a nice big deep breath in. And exhale. And when you are absolutely ready, big, deep inhale. Sigh it out. And slowly release the feet on down. Feel for the back of the heels with the fingertips. And if it's accessible, maybe you can lift the hips nice and high. Hold, last big deep breath in. Exhale, remove the block or just lower all the way on down. Hug the knees in towards the chest, rock and roll from side to side, tracing circles with the knees one way and then the other. Last and final twist, place the feet down onto the yoga mat, scooch the hips over to the right and allow the knees to fall on over to the left. Let me go ahead and move this. And just keep that left arm connected to the yoga mat. Breathing on in. And sighing it out. Slowly begin to bring the knees back to center, scooch the hips over to the right, and allow the knees to fall on over to the left, grounding down through the right shoulder. Inhale. And exhale. And when you are ready, give yourself one last big hug, drawing the knees in towards the chest, wrapping the arms around the knees. And then come on into your Shavasana. Flipping the palms up towards the ceiling and taking a moment to thank yourself for setting the time aside and coming into your own yoga practice, knowing that you are enough, you are worthy of all blessings, and you are exactly where you are meant to be. Allow yourself to just let go. Focus on the breath and end your last minutes of Shavasana, just tuning the rest of the world out, feeling gratitude for your practice and any sort of happiness that you may have felt or strength or confidence. Let that transcend for the rest of your day. And when you're ready, you can always roll on to your side. Thank you so much for practicing with me, for diving on into the solar plexus or core work. Please leave any questions on the comments down below. Like this video, feel free to follow or subscribe, and have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.